Hello YouTube beauty fans. Today I just wanted to do a really quick video on how to sort of dye your hair crazy colours. Now those of you who have watched my previous videos will know that my hair was pink and now it's sort of this turquoisey, greeny, bluey kind of colour. Which I will get round to why it is this colour very soon. But first of all, I just want to make a really quick disclaimer. I am not a hairdresser. I have never studied hairdressing or anything like that. So the advice I'm giving you, please take it all with just common sense, really. If you have any questions about your hair, you're best off going to a professional who will give you the best advice on how to dye your hair, keep your hair looking in a good condition, because mine now, after 5 weeks of continual dyeing, is basically not in a good condition. It's a bit frazzled, but that's the price I pay. So anyway, basically my first don't of dyeing your hair is don't use these. This is Schwarzkopf Live Colour XXL. I have been an avid fan of Live Colour for years and years and years and years. Up until recently, my hair was black. I dyed it black every sort of 6 weeks using Live Colour, and it's great. It gives it a nice all over colour. However, if you want to dye your hair crazy colours, then you will not be able to get the Live Colour out. It is an absolute nightmare to try and get Live Colour out of your hair. The reason why in some of my videos you might have seen that I had very bright roots and then the rest of it was still very dark is because basically the Live Colour had grown out, so the top I was able to bleach really well, and then the rest of it just wouldn't lift. It wouldn't lift at all. So what I ended up doing was having to dye it several times, which is not good for your hair. And when I say dye it, I mean I have to bleach it several times. That's probably why my hair is now in the condition that it is. But if you have used Live Colour, all is not lost. One of my trusty friends advised me about this. This is, if you can see, Colour Rewind by Superdrug. Now, what it does is basically strips your hair of any previous dyes. So if, like me, you have used Live Colour and you've used it a lot, you can actually use that to strip the colour out. Now, because my hair is dark anyway, and then I've dyed it black, I had some real difficulty basically getting the black out, hence why it's darker on the ends. But if you do have to dye your hair again, first of all, I used this and it didn't lift. Then I used this, Colour Rewind by Superdrug. That's $7.99 by the way, but it does work really well. And then if you have to bleach your hair again, then use, whoops, knocking everything over. If you have to bleach your hair again, use this. This, once again, is Superdrug's own. It is a colour lightener, and this is so much better for your hair than Live is. Live is very harsh, and it will cause your hair to break if you do it over and over again. So I used this. This was much softer, left my hair in a better condition, and then I dyed it pink, and that is the pink that you've seen in my most recent pictures where it's an all over colour. So, one piece of advice. this stuff you have to leave on your hair for an hour. There's nothing wrong with that, except it stinks. It stinks of fish, beef, it just stinks. So I would advise that if you are going to use that, use it in a room which has lots of open windows, because it stinks, and I have had to use 2 of them now, and it reeks. It absolutely reeks. So once you've got your hair to be light, what I have been using, also recommended by a friend, is these Directions colours. Now these are fabulous. They are vegetable dyes, which means that unlike other dyes, you can actually leave them on overnight. I have never tried to leave them on overnight, but I've read online that you can do. You can leave them on overnight, obviously with something covering your hair, so you don't get dye everywhere. These are normally between £4 and £5 for a pot, and on my hair I use 2 pots, and basically they're just great. They work much better if your hair is pre-lightened. The blue I have in my hair at the moment is a colour called Atlantic Blue. Now, those of you who have used these dyes before will know that this is not what Atlantic Blue should look like. So that brings me conveniently onto my next tip, which is, if you have dark hair and you want to go blue, you need to bleach it, and I mean bleach it. It has to be pretty much white blonde. If there are any yellow tones still left in it, it will go like this sort of turquoisey colour. I myself will probably, I have some of the pink Directions left and some of the blue Directions left. I'm probably going to just lob them both on my head and just dye my hair purple, just because as much as I want to have blue hair, I cannot dye my hair. I can't bleach my hair again. It will just hate me forever and it will fall out. So I'll just lob the Directions on it because it is conditioning as well. So that's what I plan to do. But if you are dark haired naturally, like I am, my recommendation would be, if you've dyed it, use the colour rewind, get all the dark dye out of it, go to Superdrug, go to Superdrug, get one of the bleaches, use that, bleach it until it's nice and light, and then dye it blue, and you will get a lovely blue. You won't get a sort of sludgy, turquoisey colour like I have going on at the moment. But that's my advice over the past few weeks of dyeing my hair lots of different colours. I would say, once again, I am not a professional. I am a student nurse. I am not a hairdresser. I just happen to really enjoy changing my hair colour, and just thought I would share with you some of the tips that I've picked up along the way. And probably my biggest tip out of all of this is, if your hair starts to get in a really bad condition from bleaching it, first and foremostly, always do a patch test. Always do a patch test. I have previously bleached my hair and it has all fallen out sort of from this length, and I ended up with a mullet basically. So just be super careful, always do a patch test, and just treat your hair with love, you know. If it feels like it's getting a little bit dry, or it feels like it's snapping when you wash it, just give it some really good conditioning and just leave it alone for a couple of weeks. But that is my tips for dyeing your hair crazy colours. I hope it helps. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them below, and I will see you next time. Bye!